Good morning students. Hope you all are fine at your home. So today we are going to discuss about the cell. In the class we have discussed about the nucleus and how Robert Hooke discovered the cell. So today we are going to discuss the structure of the nucleus. So this is the basic structure of the nucleus. See, nucleus have double membranes. One is outer, the other one is inner membrane, and together they are known as nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope. Inside the nuclear membrane, there is a ground substance called nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm that contain a fine thread-like structure called chromatin and a dense body which is known as nucleolus. See, this is the outer membranes which protects the nucleus, and inside in between these membranes there is a pore called nuclear pore. This nuclear pore allows the material to be passed inside the nucleoplasm as well as outside the nucleoplasm, that is cytoplasm. So suppose this is the cell. So this pore allows the movement of material in or out of the nucleus. So next, the nucleoplasm is the ground substance which is present in the nucleus. It has two structures in it. One is chromatin material, which is a fine thread-like structure that contains DNA as well as protein. The next one is the nucleolus, which acts as a ribosome factory and synthesizes protein. So what is the basic function of the nucleus? Nucleus help or control all the activity of the cell, or you can say control all the metabolic activity of the cell. The next one is the mitochondria. Mitochondria. Yes, you all know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. This is also double membrane structure. So you can see this is the outer membrane of the mitochondria. The inner membrane is folded one. It has the inner membrane which is folded one. This is outer membrane. This one is inner membrane. And in this mitochondria have a matrix that contain ribosomes and its own DNA. This is semi-autonomous organelle that contain its own DNA and ribosomes. That means it replicates by themselves. So it is a semi-autonomous organelle. So mitochondria have two layers. One is outer, the inner one is folded one, and it consists of its own ribosome and DNA. The inner membrane consists of F0, F1 particles. F0, F1 particles that synthesizes ATP. ATP is nothing but adenosine triphosphate, which is the nothing but the energy currency of the cell. So why we call mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell? Because these F0, F1 particles synthesizes ATP for the cell. So this is the structure of the mitochondria. The next one is vacuole. Vacuole. So you know that this is the single membrane structure. Single membrane structure that is present in both plant as well as animals. In plant it occupies 90% of the cell volume, and in animals it is small or temporary. Their number also less. Clear? So this is a single membrane structure. The single membrane which surrounding the vacuole is known as tonoplast. Tonoplast. This structure is present both in plant as well as animal. In plant it occupies 90% of the cell space, and in animals it is small and temporary structure. This is nothing but it helps in the storage of food materials. Storage of starch, fat, glycogen, etc. So it acts as a storehouse of the cell. Clear? So this is all about the vacuole. The next structure which we going to discuss is the plastid. Plastids. So plastids are basically the structure present only in plants. They have double membrane like mitochondria. Suppose this is the structure of the chloroplast. So before going deep into the chloroplast, the plastids are of three types: chloroplast, leucoplast and chromoplast. So plastids are of three types: chloroplast, leucoplast and chromoplast. Chloroplast that contain a green pigment called chlorophyll. That's why it is named as chloroplast. Leucoplast is colorless. It does not contain any pigment. Chromoplast have colors, different colors like red, yellow, brown, orange, etc. So it contains different coloration. So based on the different types of color, or it has color or it has not, it is divided into three parts. One is chloroplast, the other one is leucoplast, the third one is chromoplast. So this is the structure of a chloroplast. It has two double membrane. Then these are the stack-like structure which is present inside the stroma. This is a ground substance which is present inside the chloroplast is called stroma. This is the double membrane. This sac-like structure is known as thylakoid, and together they are known as granum or grana. These grana together joined by different lamellae. Okay, so this is the typical structure of the chloroplast. It has different granum that contain thylakoid, and each thylakoid consists of a pigment called chlorophyll which help in photosynthesis. Clear? So this is the typical structure of a chloroplast. So leucoplast, I told you this leucoplast, it does not contain any pigment. So it is of three different types. The leucoplast is of three different types. Number one is amyloplast. Number two is aleuroplast. And number three, aleoplast. This amyloplast store starch, aleuroplast store protein, and aleoplast store fatty material in them. So based on the different storage material, it is classified into three: amyloplast, aleuroplast and aleoplast. And these chromoplasts have different colors. So these chromoplasts in the plants attract various insects for the pollination. So that's all for today's class. In the next class, we will discuss about the various other structures. Thank you so much.